So maybe we can do the meditations on the death process. And since with motivation, everything, since it can be too long, so I think what I thought was first we do a little bit of breathing to settle down our mind, and then do the motivations, and then maybe we just take a few rest here, okay? And so maybe we might be able to focus more, because it's too long. Maybe we might lose our focus. So in that way, maybe I thought maybe we might be able to keep the focus more strong, instead of continuing for a long time. Make yourself comfortable and relax physically. And try to relax your mind, settle your mind. By letting go of all the thoughts of past, futures, any activities, and so forth. By focusing on your breath. If any feelings, thoughts pop up sometime, just notice, be aware, and gently bring your attention to the breath. then generate a good intentions. For example, by contemplating, feeling, just as I want happiness and does not want suffering, even for a moment. Equally, each and every sentient being, including those who have conflict, which will have difficult understanding them, they are just like ourselves, wanting to be happy, not to suffer. There's no difference in that. And just as sometimes we make mistakes due to our ignorance or due to our attachments, anger, whatever one of those delusions, we create unskillful actions, unhelpful actions, which bring much more harm to others and oneself. In the same way, each and every sentient beings, even though they do not want to harm anyone, but due to their ignorance, lack of wisdom, confusions, and other delusions, sometimes they engage in unskillful, unhelpful, which brings harm, pain to others and themselves. I think there's no difference from ourselves, them and ourselves. Even though they do not wish suffering and pain, but all the sentient beings are experiencing some form of suffering and pain in their life. How wonderful, how grateful it would be if I can help and contribute in reducing the suffering and cause of suffering of all sentient beings. How grateful and wonderful it will be if I can help and contribute in leading them to true lasting happiness and cause of happiness. I myself am going to engage directly, indirectly, according to my capacity as much as I can, to free all sentient beings from suffering and cause of suffering, begin to happiness or enlightenment, fully enlightenment, and causes. To be able to do that in most skillful way, in most effective way, in most beneficial way, without limitation, I must actualize my own full potential first, the fully enlightened state, fully awakened state as quick as possible. In order to actualize fully enlightened state, I must decrease, reduce, and gradually cleanse, purify, and eliminate all the negative karma, all the delusion, all the obscurations. By generating, cultivating, and fully developing all the antidotes, all the positive state of mind, all the realizations, such as true love, compassion, bodhicitta, and wisdom, understanding, emptiness, so forth. To be able to do that, I must practice, meditate, contemplate, correctly, continuously. For that reason and purpose, I am going to engage in these meditations, contemplations. Also, I am going to engage in these meditations so that I can be more prepared and familiarized with that process. So that I can be more prepared to have more peaceful death. As well as that I can help and contribute for others to have more peaceful death. May this practice, meditation, contemplation be most beneficial, most helpful to myself and others. Maybe we can visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, who is inseparable from our root Guru, surrounded by all the Gurus, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas in the space. And make a heartfelt request to help us, to guide us, to inspire us, to bless us, to purify all those negativities, especially all the obscuration, to have a better understanding, realization of these subjects, that process. As we said, Buddha Shakyamuni's mantra 3 times. What light, nectar, energy, which is the energy of enlightened wisdom mind, into oneself, all sentient beings, purify all the sickness, all the negative karma, all the delusion, all the obscuration. Particularly, all the obstacle interference to have these realizations of the death impermanent and death process, and totally cleanse, purified. By keeping that visualizations, then we do recite the mantras 3 times. Ayata Om Mone Mone Ma Monaye Soha. Ayata Om Mone Mone Ma Monaye Soha. Ayata Om Mone Mone Ma Monaye Soha. So visualize the total conditions. All those negative energies has been totally cleansed, purified. Especially, particularly, this obstacle interference to have this realization has been totally cleansed, purified. Okay, then we can slowly open our eye. And then we can just take some rest, small rest. Usually these meditations, not usually, but it can be done while you are kind of sleeping, like not sleeping, lying down. But I guess maybe that might be too comfortable and you starting with snoring. But at home, maybe that might be a good idea to try, because that would feel more natural when you are in the last moment at the bed. Okay, then again we try to bring back our awareness, attentions back to the breath. Then you can imagine that you are in your last stages in the bed, surrounded by people which we care, love. Again, as in the process of these meditations, one is no need to cultivate any fear, but if it does arise naturally, just let it be. With knowing that eventually you can overcome this fear. So again, it's going to be with the time, progressive loss of our physical, sensory, and mental state. Our nervous abilities, our immune system, nervous system, slow. In the first stage, as the earth element dissolves, degenerate, try to feel and experience that your body loses the strength, losing your strength in your body. Your body becomes weaker and weaker over the time. More thinner and thinner over the time. Feeling of very weak, fragile, drain of energy. It becomes very hard and difficult to stand upright, to hold anything, or to hold anything tightly. Your eyesight starts to lose, become unclear, more and more unclear. eventually it becomes very hard and difficult to open and close your eyes. The color of your body started to fade slowly. So try to experience that. Those are the external signs. Internally, you have an appearance or vision of a mirror. Slowly, gradually, the water elements started to dissolve, disintegrate. As a consequence, you start to feel dryness around your eyes, mouth, nose, tongue, throat. It becomes very difficult to move your tongues. Your hearing sense is slowly becoming more weak and weak. Eventually, even the ringing in your ear stops. Your feeling or pleasant or unpleasant feeling of your body diminish slowly, unable to feel your body. Your mind started to get confused, frustrated, agitated, nervous. Those are the external signs. on internal level, you have the appearance or visions of smoke, smoky. Like smoke coming out of the chimney. So try to feel and experience that stage. Slowly, gradually, the fire elements started to disintegrate, dissolve. As a consequence, your eyes, mouth, nose completely dry up. The heat in your body started to diminish, starting from feet and hands towards the chest, heart. Try to feel how you're starting with feet, everything started to get cold. Now you are unable to drink, eat, digest anything. Your sense of smelling diminish, weaken, even more weak. You are having a very hard time to remember the names of people, even families, friends. You are even starting to have a difficulty in recognizing them. Your mind started to alternate between some clarity and confusion. Those are the external signs. Try to experience, feel it as much as you can. internal level, you have appearance or visions of like a spark from the fire. Gradually, eventually, your air or wind element started to disintegrate, dissolve. As a result of that, you have very difficult with moving. You can't move your limbs, legs, hands, all the limbs. Slowly, you cannot move at all. Your body becomes immobile. Your sense of touch or contact with the outside world is diminishing slowly. Your sense of feeling, contact with the environment, people, outside world is sleeping slowly. Living by your own, living on yourself. Your sense of taste and your sense of touch also cease. Everything becomes so blurred, unclear, unknown. Try to experience, feel that, all those external signs. You started to have problems with breathing. More and more difficult to breathe. First starting with when you breathe in, it's weak. When you breathe out, it's very lengthy, strong. And gradually that even become more and more difficult. And the breathing stops. Your last thought stop, cease. On the internal level, you have the appearance or visions of dim blue light at the last moment, flickering last moment of the candle is going to go soon. All your perceptions, thoughts, and gross consciousness completely cease here. Then you have inner visions, appearance of white appearance. Like in totally clear, empty sky. Clear and empty sky of the autumns. Filled with the white brightness of full moon. Try to stay in that appearance as much as you can. Slowly, that also dissolves, and you have internal red appearance of vision. Again, like in autumn's clear and empty space, sky, filled with reddish light, like the light of the sunlight, copper sunlight, sunset. And try to be in that state as much as gradually that also dissolves. in the dark appearance appear like in a autumn, clear, open sky, spacious, where there is total darkness. And momentarily, we lose the consciousness completely for a moment. As that dark visions dissolve, then the clear light mind appears. Like in a total, clear, open sky, spacious of autumn, at the dawn time, pure, clear, with a light without color. Without any thoughts, without any judgment, just try to be in that state, try to experience that state. Which is the closest to actual reality, the truth. Try to focus attention on that state, experience that state without any dualistic mind, as long as we can. Even thoughts, you have any distraction with the thought, dualistic mind, notice that, be aware of that. Try to bring your awareness back to that state. slowly, gradually, the clear light mind also dissolve and get separated from our mind, our body, in a reverse order. And take a rebirth in intermediate state. So we dedicate all the virtues, merit that we have created with this practice. And we and all sentient beings able to have a correct understanding, realizations, the wisdom of that impermanent, that process, and actualize our full potential, the fully enlightened state as quick as possible. And be most beneficial, helpful to others, day and night. Actually, we can recite Buddha Shakyamuni's mantra 3 times. Yellow light, nectar flow from his heart, enter oneself, all sentient beings. Receive the blessing of all enlightened body, speech and mind, all the realizations, particularly the wisdom. We need the wisdom, particularly the wisdom of understanding the death impermanence, the nature of death impermanence, that process. So imagine, visualize and feel that you receive as the yellow light, nectar flow into yourself, all sensation, feel your whole body. Feel with great bliss with that enlightened energy. Receive on the blessing, enlightened body, speech, mind, all the realizations, especially the realization wisdom, and particularly the wisdom understanding true nature of that impermanent. And your understanding has been stabilized. And experience the very blissful state of that. Due to the virtues and merit that I myself and others created through this practice, may myself and all sentient beings be able to actualize and fully develop the wisdom, understanding emptiness and bodhicitta as quick as possible. Those who have already actualized not diminish but increase more and more. can slowly open your eyes and move your body. I think when you do the practice yourself, when you come to a certain point where there is a strong experience, strong feelings, intuitive feelings, then you try to remain in that state as much as possible before you move to the next stage. When that feelings become more kind of weak, and then you move to the next stage, and that way, and so you continue to do that. Again, because we are going through all the external signs and internal signs. I didn't go too detailed in internal signs, but also when we do go with those internal signs, another way of doing is that with the first internal sign, that you imagine things, the mirage, the vision of mirage will come, and then the vision of that mirage appear, and you recognize that and try to remain in that state as much as possible, that mirage state. And then knowing that after that there will be visions or appearance of smoky visions, appearances. Spend some time there. And then you know the appearance of mirage has gone and will be gone or will disappear or will stop, and the vision of mirage will smoky will appear, and next then the vision of smoke appears. And then you try to remain in that, being aware. This is the smoky appearance or visions, as much as you can. Then again you try to recollect. The vision of smoke will cease or dissolve soon, and the vision and appearance of fire spark will appear soon. Stay in that few seconds, few moments, as much as. Then the appearance and vision of spark arises, and again you try to recognize that this is the vision, appearance of fire spark, and you try to remain in that as much as possible. Again you do the same things. The vision of spark will dissolve soon, will cease soon. The visions of dim blue light, or like the candle was flickering just to go away, will appear soon. you remain in that state for a while. And then that vision arises, appears. Again, you recognize this is that vision. And try to be in that visions, be aware of that vision as much as possible. And then again, you recollect that that visions of dream, blue red light will cease, dissolve. The white appearance will appear soon. Again, you remain in that state for a while. Then again, you imagine, visualize the white appearance appearing. Then again, you are being aware, this is the white appearance of state of mind. And try to, with that awareness, try to be in that vision, in that state as much as you can. Again, as your concentrations on that started to become weak, you remind yourself that white appearance, state of mind will dissolve, cease very soon. The state of red appearance, vision will appear soon. Stay in that moment for a while. Then you imagine, visualize the red appearance of state minds appear. Being aware you are in that state of the subtle mind of red appearance. And with that awareness, try to remain in that state as much as you can. Again, once that becomes weak, again, remind yourself this state of the subtle mind state of red appearance will dissolve, cease very soon, and the subtle mind appearance of black appearance will appear soon. Again, you try to remain in that state as much as you can, with awareness that you are in that black appearance state. And then as again your concentrations, your awareness become more weak, then you remind yourself the dark appearance, the subtle state of mind of dark appearance will soon dissolve, disappear. The most subtle mind of clear light, mind of the dead, will appear soon. Try to remain in that state as much as you can. Then you imagine, visualize that clear light mind, most subtle mind, the clear light mind of the dead appears. And again, being aware of that state, that this is the most subtle clear light mind of dead appearance of the dead. With that awareness, then we try to remain in that state as much as possible. Trying to be in that state, just trying to experience that state without any dualistic view, without any judgment, without any thoughts if possible. Simply just being in that state, non-dualistic state of that. And once again our mind gets distracted with the dualistic thoughts, dualistic views, then recognize those thoughts, those views, be aware of those, and I can try to bring your awareness back to that non-dualistic state as much as possible. So that is, again, and you can do that as well in that way. When we have time, maybe we can go through all the external stage and everything. When you have less time, maybe you can go through the internal stages in that way. At least take few times. It wouldn't take, you can take 5-10 minutes to go through that stages, the internal stages. When you have time, you might take 20 half hours with the external stages. Yes, please.
So, when is it exactly that you're supposed to have the good thoughts? You know, like thinking of your guru, thinking of bodhicitta. Is that like in the, you know, you don't have that much time, right? Or do you?
Well, those thoughts will come much earlier, between the fourth stage.
Right.
Yeah.
So like what's the tip off? Like, okay, now I'm dying. You know, what the very first thing? Like if you don't happen to be dying when you're like meditating anyway, right? So then something's going to be like, okay, here I go. Now I better, you know, generate some good thoughts.
Well, you can generate a good thought, and you can remain in that thought.
That's true, right?
As much as you can.
While you're still sick. While
Yeah,
you're sick.
as much as you can
whatever
hold.
you're doing. Yeah.
As much as you can. But this practice is more to be familiar with those different stages, so we don't panic and we know each stages. When at that test, when you are very familiar with that, so you don't have to remind it. This has gone, this is coming. It will come naturally, and you are aware of it. But this is just a training at the moment.
No, I know, but I understand that. But what I'm asking is when you're actually dying, not when you're doing the meditation, but when you're actually dying, then you know there's not that much time. I mean, you can be while you're sick, assuming that you have some time to think. Okay, now here I'm going. Right? I mean, I'm going to be dying sometime soon. But if you don't have that luxury, then you don't have that much time, do you, to cultivate the thoughts before you have, when you said, you know, okay, that's it, now you have no more thoughts, which was, I can't remember exactly where that is.
On the last stages. But
Was it before that?
the clear light.
But
Of course, all the gross perception, conception, thought cease at the fourth stage. And then next 3 stages is subtle mind, and then the last one is more subtle mind. So of course, if we have a strong devotions, faith to your guru or to a Buddha Dhamma Sangha, whatever, those are more gross state of mind, so we can keep until the fourth stage, within the fourth stage, until the fourth stage. And after that, we will not be able to keep even that. After that, so of course, then we go for more subtle. But we can keep until that as much as we can. And of course, again, it depends on individual, which person is more accustomed to their practice. For some people, their guru might be everything for them. That is the first thing they come in their mind, strong devotion. For some people, it might be Buddha, any of the Buddha, medicine Buddha, Tara, or other Buddha Shakyamuni, or some people, God, whatever, they have strong faith. You know, that comes, and so you try to keep the devotion, the faith as much as possible, as long as you can keep it. Or if you can do it, if you can cultivate a strong compassion, strong bodhicitta mind. That would be the best if we can develop that and try to keep that compassion, that bodhicitta mind, as much as we can keep, as long as we are able to keep it. So basically, any positive thoughts of any positive thought in that direction.
So once you start with you start dying.
Mm-hmm.
You still have some awareness of that you can control your thoughts.
Oh yeah, until the fourth stage. The way we did now with external science is we are going more worse scenario. Do you get it? Mm-hmm. That your mind is totally confused, clarity in that. It doesn't has to be always that. Someone can have clarity all through that, through the whole process. But here we are kind of training ourselves in a worse scenario type, and then getting used to. Even we do have to face similar that still we are familiar with that stages. And so when we go through, because you have done so many, it becomes automatic. You don't even have to be aware that I'm the first stage, second stage, third. It just comes. But at the moment when we are training, we have to go through that stages, reminding ourselves slowly. It's just like we are talking about this Lama Kunchok and his training, and because his training with taking and giving, and that when he fall down naturally, it just comes spontaneously, that he didn't have to remind, he didn't have to do the practice consciously taking, but it just comes because of familiarity with that practice. So when we do this practice, and as we get a very good and familiarity with that, at the death stage, we don't have to actually remember this is my first stage, second stage, and this is going to happen. It will just, each stage you will be very familiar, aware. At the same time, you will be very, be able to keep your thoughts, your mind, in whatever that you want to keep on.
If you're not gripped with fear.
If
you're not gripped with fear.
Yeah. And even with fear, you can still, there might be some struggles. Fear is trying to overtake you, and you're trying to develop a positive thoughts, whether it's devotion, faith, or mindfulness, or whatever. And so it depends on, but still one can try, and so it depends on, yes.
So if there are people with me at my time of death, and I remember I was with my sister 4 years ago when she died, I remember when her breath changed, and you had said that your hands and feet will start to get cold, your chest will start to get cold, and then your breath will start to change. Now, the people that are, let's say, with me at that point, and I tell them that, well, they might know the process, I don't know. Hopefully I'll have people that are doing this practice that are there. But can I still hear them? Because I'm wondering, I know in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, they do chants with the person is dying. Can I hear that? Once I stop breathing and my brain, not my mind, but my brain stops and my heart stops, I'm aware. Or you had said no, you're not aware of anything.
You will not be aware with your sense consciousness or hearing, but of course sometimes you can hear with your mind.
Because your mind's your whole body, really, is it?
Your mind is there, but definitely you will not be able to hear from the way we hear with that kind of sense consciousness that has stopped, that has disintegrated. But it is possible someone can hear.
Or even vibrations of the chanting, let's say. I don't know if you're...
And also maybe not even like immediately they go through this whole process very quickly, and they can be in less intermediate state, and they can hear that. Intermediate stages, they can hear that. Once they are in intermediate stages, again they can, and that process can go very quick to more long, depending. But
the intermediate state being can hear the chanting?
yeah, they can hear, they can hear chanting. They can actually see. They might be also trying to communicate sometimes. If we, some people do have those skills to be able to communicate with them. Not everyone has that skill, but people who have certain skills, certain power, certain energy, they can be even able to communicate with them as well. So it is possible. So it's possible. Definitely, they will be able to hear it. The intermediate stages. I think the only difficult part is that most subtle mind. During the most subtle mind, whether they can hear it. That is the thing. Definitely, they will not be able to hear with their ear sense, but can they hear with the mind? That is, I think.
And so when you can go through those, once you stop breathing and you start going through the deeper, subtle mind, that I think the sparks, or do the sparks come before you?
Yeah, spark come before we stop all the.
Okay, so now.
White appearance is the when.
White appearance, and then
Red
and
appearance.
the colors and the autumn, and then the clear.
Then red, white appearance, red appearance, dark appearance, and then the clear light mind.
Okay, and it can happen quick. Like 60 seconds. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it
done.
can happen.
Okay.
And another reason that we are kind of being aware and trying to be aware is that, and trying to keep is that, so we can actually prolong it.
Right.
When we
I
have
see,
the
I see.
ability
Okay.
that, and it's clear light mind also. If you have the through practice ability, then you can prolong it and keep it with your practice.
So let's say I get to the dark light and all of a sudden there's fear that rises up. Is that going to affect me going through the others till I get to clear?
I think by the time when you have the dark appearance, there is no fear, because the fear is part of the gross consciousness mind, which it already sees.
Good. Thank you.
So I think again, I think this is the chart. I can pass with what, if we can pass, just to be, yeah. Those who are interested to know exact step. Okay. So we'll do the final dedications. Is to page number 235. Again, due to all the virtues positive karma that all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all the other sentient beings and ourselves have created in good times. May the teachings of the Buddha flourish in all 10 directions and benefit countless sentient beings. Due to that, may His Holy Dharma, Lama Sabbath Poche, all our gurus, holy beings have long, healthy life. And all their noble deeds, projects, and wishes be fulfilled according to their wishes. Due to that, may all the spiritual center, Dharma center, FMD center, especially Milarepa Center, may it grow, flourish, expand, and be most beneficial, most helpful by offering different programs, activities, according to the needs of different individuals. All the teachers, all the staff, past, present, all the sponsors, benefactors, all the members, all the people who pass from different programs, all their family members, and may all the sentient beings have long, healthy life, prosperity, successful life, happy and meaningful life. May all sentient beings who are experiencing sickness, illness, may they be free from those illness as quick as possible. May they have long, healthy life. May all sentient beings who are experiencing different obstacles in their life, whatever those obstacles are, may all these obstacles and cause of those obstacles immediately be classified. May all their wishes be fulfilled according to the Dharma. May all sentient beings who have passed away, wherever they are now, may they be in peace, free from all the fear, suffering, cause of suffering, have perfect, precious human rebirth, meet the Dharma, actualize the Dharma, and achieve enlightenment in their very lifetime. May all the violence, negativities, as well as all the natural disasters that is happening in the world, may they all be immediately pacified. May there be more peace, harmony, tolerance, better understanding with each other. Loving compassion to each other. And prosperity, success, happy and meaningful life in the life of all sentient beings. May each and every sentient being be able to actualize and fully develop the bodhicitta, wisdom, understanding, emptiness as well as possible. Those who have already actualized, not diminished but increased more and more. And may we be able to follow the perfect example set by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in engaging in practicing our spiritual path, in helping, benefiting, reaching others just like themselves. May our prayer and dedication be same as the incredible prayer and dedication made by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Do to teach some merit which empty from his own side. May I, which empty from his own side, achieve fully enlightened state which empty from his own side, for the benefit and welfare of all sentient beings which empty from his own side. Okay, then page number 235. Yawadi nyododa lama sangye tukyone doa chikyam malepa ma ke pa na ke gyu chi ke wa nyam ba me pa yang kong le kong tu before. Thank you very much.